Okay, so we just pulled up to our neighborhood grocery store, and we're gonna go in there and see what kind of healthy foods we can find. Come on. Sweetheart, what are you doing? That is not healthy. Wow. In today's video, we're going to talk about some things that people think are healthy, but are not.
Finally, something healthy that I actually can eat, and I actually like it.
Hey honey, did you look at the ingredients in this? The second ingredient is sugar, and then there's canola oil, rice starch, granola and other whole grain cereals are advertised as one of the healthiest breakfast options, but you've been lied to. With an ingredient base that is mostly grain and sugar, you start your day down a path of sugar cravings and weight gain.
You probably already know that sugar's not good for you, but we also recommend staying away from too many grains. Yes, even whole grains.
Now, we're not gonna lie, granola is tasty, which explains why it is hard to stop eating. So, we're not gonna ask you to stop. We're going to ask you to swap.
Instead of eating granola, here's what you do. Grab some pecans, walnuts, almonds, chia seeds, flaxseed meal, and unsweetened shredded coconut. Mix your ingredients, put them in a food processor, and pulse until you get the texture you want. If you want more crunch, toss the mixture in coconut or olive oil. Spread it out on a baking sheet and bake it at 325 degrees for about 20 minutes.
Since ice cream isn't a healthy option, I go for the banana split yogurt. It's practically fat-free and even naturally flavored.
But sweetheart, hold on. This has 19 grams of sugar. That's the equivalent of 5 whole teaspoonfuls of granulated sugar. The problem here isn't the yogurt. It's everything they add to the yogurt to keep you coming back. With labels like fat-free and contains real fruit, you get tricked into eating something that is chock full of sugar, preservatives, and oftentimes artificial flavors.
The worst part of it is we've been tricked into thinking these flavored yogurts are healthy snacks for our kids. So we add it to their lunch or give it to them for breakfast. In essence, we're giving them a handful of sugar disguised as something healthy.
Now, we're not saying you have to stop eating yogurt, unless you have a dairy sensitivity, of course. But swap the flavored yogurt for plain Greek yogurt. Yogurt should have only 2 ingredients, milk and active cultures. So, read the label before you buy.
Now, plain Greek yogurt tastes a little bit like sour cream. That might be okay if you're Dr. Mark. But if you want to sweeten things up, add some fresh fruit and natural, no-calorie sweetener like stevia leaf extract. And for a little extra special treat, top it off with some homemade granola like we talked about earlier.
You know, my favorite thing about eating trail mix is that it's really healthy for you. Plus, I really like eating these little colored pieces.
Are those M&Ms? Are they without sugar? What's so unhealthy about a mixture of nuts? Absolutely nothing. But we all know that trail mix sneaks in some extras. Candy, yogurt-covered raisins, and fried banana chips, just to name a few. And on top of it all, there is usually added sugar.
At least there is dried fruit, right? Well, even though dried fruit contains fiber, vitamins, and minerals, many suppliers add sugar to make it taste better. Even without the sugar, you're much better off eating fresh fruit than dried fruit.
So swap the trail mix with your own mix of raw nuts and seeds. You can even add a little 100% dark chocolate for that special touch. At the hospital the other day, I overheard someone asking a patient what kind of juice they wanted with dinner. The patient explained that they were diabetic and should just have water. But the person taking the order convinced them to order juice anyway because, quote, they need their vitamins, end quote.
Thing is, 100% fruit juice does contain vitamins and minerals. But on the other hand, it's a concentrated source of sugar that hits your bloodstream like a bag of Skittles. On top of this, many juices in the store only have a small percentage of real fruit juice, and the rest is filled with added sugar or high fructose corn syrup.
So when you take fruit and you squeeze the juice out of it, you leave behind the fiber and a broad range of nutrients. And all that's left is a super sweet, tasty beverage that contains a lot of calories and doesn't fill you up. In fact, it ramps up your blood sugar and ensures you'll crave more sweets in no time.
Instead of drinking juice, get the vitamin and mineral benefit by eating 2 to 3 servings of whole fruit every day. Or toss some whole fruit in a blender along with some protein powder and unsweetened coconut or almond milk and enjoy yourself a nice smoothie.
Honey, do you want the white bread or the wheat bread?
I better go healthy. I think I'll have the wheat. Food marketers are clever. They know you're trying to be healthy, so they provide so-called healthy options. Funny thing is that whole wheat bread may just be white bread with a little bit of wheat flour mixed in. And in most cases, this wheat bread actually spikes your blood sugar more than white bread because they add sugar to make it taste better.
We actually recommend staying away from most breads. They're really not much of a health benefit, regardless of what type of bread it is. Plus, the overuse of bread and grains in our society is a key contributor to the obesity epidemic.
So if you're craving a sandwich, swap the bread for lettuce, tomatoes, or even sliced bell pepper. Or if you're really feeling adventurous, use slices of grilled sweet potato or eggplant. If you enjoyed this video, give us a thumbs up. Subscribe and leave a comment and let us know which part spoke to you the most.
We're on a mission to help you experience true healing, and we'd love for you to join us by sharing this video with your friends and family.
We'll see you next time. Rice starch?
Sorry.
Now that has to be a take, because that went like all over me.
Sorry.